Welcome to another Cardano update. Like always, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts and if you want access to our Discord server, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. So right now we seem to be in this A wave right here, which is the A wave of the second wave right here. Now in case you don't know what's happening right now, we form 5 waves up in a first wave, and this is the first wave of the main third wave move to the upside. And yeah, right now we are going down in a second wave, and the wave could have bottomed already, but I cannot confirm that until we get to about $1.53. Now, of course, if we get above this previous high right here, that would be a good confirmation that the low right here is in, but that could also be an overextension of the B wave, and it would not 100% confirm that the second wave move down is in until we actually get to about $1.53. Now why that level? Well, because we already have a 1-2 setup on the chart, if you can believe it. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and yeah, this forms a first wave. And what is that first wave? Well, that's only the first wave of the first wave of the third wave right here, of the main third wave move to the upside. So yeah, things are happening, but they are not happening too fast. Now, of course, things are still looking good, but we could always get another low, and like I said, if we do not manage to get to $1.53 right here to complete a third wave of this 1-2 setup, then we will most likely get another low in the C wave. Now, I have a support zone for the second wave right here, so to confirm that we are actually getting a C wave, we need a break below 96.2 cents, and we'll see if that happens or not. We'll see if we respect the support zone, and yeah, not much to say about this other than the fact that it's probably going to continue going up just because Bitcoin will continue going up. So the ABC structure, I don't think it's gonna happen. It could happen, but in my opinion, if you look at the 4-hour, yes, we were oversold, and yet right now we are not oversold anymore, and the price barely went up, but that does not really mean anything right now, considering the fact that we are not even overbought. So yeah, we could get to these crazy RSI levels again on the 4-hour, and it would not really do anything to the price. Well, the price will go up, of course, but I'm not expecting a correction anytime soon. So also keep in mind, the last time we got to the oversold territory on the 4-hour chart was down here, and this is where the price really started to go up like crazy. And as you can see here, we got to the overbought territory very fast. So we were extremely overbought on the 4-hour, and yeah, the RSI was at like 92, but the price only went up like 2x. And of course I'm saying only went up 2x because after that it still went up another 2x from this low right here. So yeah, the same thing could happen again. And if you look at the daily chart, at the daily RSI, I mean, it has cooled off quite a lot, and yeah, I mean, we could start going up again, we could get to the overbought territory again, but we don't have to, and yeah, nobody really knows what will happen, but all I know is that at some point, doesn't matter if it's in December or in January, at some point we will start the main third wave of the third wave, so things could be very bullish. Now, going to the daily chart, I want to explain what the third wave right here actually means. So after hitting the bear market low, we formed a 1-2 setup. The first wave has 5 waves, which is very nice, and the second wave moved down with some kind of ABC structure. And right now we are working on the third wave up there. The minimum target for the third wave is the 200% extension of this 1-2 setup right here, and that is at $2.98. But in my opinion, the third wave will most likely go higher than that. Now, of course, that's my opinion and that's not financial advice. But if you look at what happened in the previous cycle, the third wave of this 1-2 setup right here got above the 100% extension of the previous all-time high. So, we don't have to do the same thing again, but we could do the same thing again. And if we do, that would put us above $3.16. And also the third wave right here got above the 1.618 extension of the previous all-time high. So if we do the exact same thing again, which again we don't have to do, but if the third wave right here gets above the 100% extension and even gets to the 1.618 extension, then there is potential for Cardano to get to like $8 in the fifth wave. Now, of course, after the third wave, we will need a fourth wave move down, and I'm expecting the third wave up here to top somewhere between, well, actually no, I'm expecting it to top in May of 2025, just like it did in the previous cycle, because as you know, there's a quote that is literally sell in May and go away. And why is that? Well, it's because crypto markets in the summer are very, very boring, but after the summer, we usually get another high. That's what happens in every single cycle, so Cardano, in my opinion, will top somewhere between September and November of 2025. As you can see here, in the previous cycle, it topped in September of 2021, so this was actually like 2 months before Bitcoin topped, so maybe we'll do the exact same thing again. Nobody really knows what will happen, and we only have one cycle to base this on, but you have to keep in mind that what happens to Bitcoin will also happen to the altcoin market. And speaking of Bitcoin, if you look at the Bitcoin chart, we are currently at $100,000. And if you can remember what I said many months ago, when we were down here, I did predict that Bitcoin will get to about $100,000 by the end of the year, and people were calling me crazy. And yeah, right now we are at about $100,000. And I have another prediction, which I've already told you multiple times, but I'm going to tell you again. So I'm expecting Bitcoin to still hit about $120,000 by the end of the year, and maybe even $130,000. Now, why is that? Well, first let's look at the RSI, and this is actually very important. So if you look at the daily RSI, we currently have a trend line right here, and the price just reacted to it again for the 5th time. So, in my opinion, this will continue. Now, of course, at some point we will break below it, and that will most likely be a big correction. But yeah, we reacted to it 5 times. So I'm still expecting Bitcoin to go higher. And also, if you look at the Bitcoin monthly returns chart, which I don't have right now, but if you look at it, if you look at what happened in 2020, which was also a halving year, just like 2024 is, in 2020 in December, we went up about 40% or so, after we already went up like 35% in November. And if you look at what happened in 2016, which was also a halving year, in 2016 we also went up like 30% in December. And right now, ever since December started in this cycle, we have only gone sideways, and I think this will end very soon, and I think we will still go up like 20 to 30% by the end of the month. I know that sounds crazy considering the fact that there are like 18 days left of this year, but trust me, Bitcoin can get crazy moves and they can happen very fast, so I would not be surprised if we actually got another high in the third wave right here before we got any type of correction in the fourth wave. So yeah, I have the support zone for the fourth wave on the chart in case we do get it. But yeah, I'm not expecting one right now, at least based on the fact that Bitcoin does not usually go down in Q4 of a halving year. So we'll see what happens with this. I also want to look at, let's actually see it, Bitcoin dominance, because Bitcoin dominance is doing something very important actually. So we just got rejected by the bull market support band. And this is very important. If you did not watch my previous videos, then please pay attention, because what I'm about to tell you is very interesting, at least in my opinion. So we just had a cross on the bull market support band. That happened a few weeks ago, probably like around 3 weeks ago. And why is that important? Well, to understand why that is important, we need to look at what happened in the previous cycle. Well, actually in the previous 2 cycles. If you look at what happened in 2020, here we also had a cross on the bull market support band. And during that time, we got rejected by the bull market support band about 2 times or 3 times. And what happened 48 days after the cross? Bitcoin dominance started going down like crazy, and this is what triggered the altcoin season of 2021. Now, if we continue with 2016, in 2016 we did the exact same thing. We had a cross on the bull market support band. We were already below the bull market support band, just like we are right now, and just like we were in 2020. We tested the bull market support band a few times. As you can see, we tested it here and then here. And then we started dropping like crazy 48 days after we had the cross on the chart. And what do you know, it's the exact same number of days as in 2020. And yeah, I don't think this is a coincidence, and I think we will continue going sideways on the Bitcoin dominance chart until January 10th, and then we will start getting a huge break to the downside, and that will trigger the real altcoin season that everyone has been waiting for the past 5 years. Well, no, not 5 years, probably like 2 years or so. So yeah, Cardano is obviously still early, and I was not even expecting it to go up that much in this year, but it went up like 300%. It went up to like $1.30. And I cannot really give you a very accurate prediction for where Cardano will be by the end of the year because, I mean, this only depends on what Bitcoin dominance does whenever Bitcoin goes up. So if Bitcoin dominance goes up while Bitcoin goes up, then Cardano will most likely be able to get to like $1.50. However, if Bitcoin gets to about 120K by the end of the year, and Bitcoin dominance goes down during that time, then Cardano could even get to like $2 by the end of the year. So we'll see what happens with that. Keep in mind, the best time to buy was down here, so if you want to buy right now, you should probably wait for a correction. We did have a correction and the price reacted to my support zone. This right here would have been a good time to buy. But if you did not buy and if you do not want to buy at these prices right now, then I don't know if you should wait for a correction because we might never get a correction. But if you want to risk it and, you know, if in your mind you still think we'll get another correction in a C wave, then you could wait for that. But yeah, this was a good entry point right here. Like I said, the price reacted to the support zone, so the low could already be in. I mean, we already went down like 35% in the second wave move down right here. And in the previous cycle, if you can remember, in the second wave, we also went up like 40%, so it's a similar amount. And also the second wave right here literally took like 1 day and that was it. So yeah, I have already warned you about this. I did tell you that the second wave could happen very, very fast. So this could be it. This could have been it. And yeah, I also want to look at ADA Bitcoin. ADA Bitcoin is doing very well actually. It's currently getting a correction in a second wave move down. Now of course the first wave right here could still overextend, and if it does then I will make sure to change the target for the third wave right here. And if it does overextend, it could look something like it did over here. So here we got a first wave up. I'm pretty sure everyone thought this was the top for the first wave, but it wasn't. We went sideways for a bit, we even went down a lot right there. And then all of a sudden we had another pump and then we got a second wave move down. So we could do the exact same thing again. We could get a bounce right now and then we could get a huge correction and then we get the third wave. And yeah, I'm not expecting ADA Bitcoin to break all-time highs in this cycle because in the 2021 cycle we did not break the previous 2017 cycle highs. So yeah, we'll see what happens with this. I'm still expecting Cardano to be at all-time highs very, very soon. And how soon? Well, if we judge this based on what happened in the previous cycle, Cardano was at all-time highs in February of 2021, so we could be at all-time highs by, let's say, March of next year. I'm not saying that we will be at all-time highs by then, but it is a possibility if we judge this based on what happened right here. So yeah, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts, and if you want access to our Discord server. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.